Alright. We're going to make a fun video today because we haven't gotten friggin' hockey in like 5 days. It's been a while since we got to see a Ranger game. So, we're going to talk about potential trade targets for the Rangers. And when I say potential trade targets, we're only talking about 2 of them. Because there's really only 2 that actually intrigue me. Let's just get right into it. I'm bored. This sucks. Not having hockey for like 6 days, right? Like we played on Monday and we don't play again until Saturday? Like really? Who makes this schedule? Who makes these rules? I want to meet this guy. Yeah, like a 5-day hiatus is ridiculous. Then we play tomorrow. So we play tomorrow at 7 against Columbus. Then we play Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. So I was like, we go back to normal, but like, why the 5-day break? Whatever. You know what? Whatever. That's not what we're going to talk about. All right, let's talk hockey. Let's talk puck. All right, I'm pucking ready. All right. So, today we'll be talking about Phillip Forsberg and Tomas Hertl. Let's get right into Forsberg, all right? All right, let's get right fucking into it. Where's he going to fit in? I'll tell you where he's going to fit in on the first line, damn it. All right, or the second line. I don't give a shit. Here's the problem with the Rangers. Capo Caco is not fitting in spectacularly on the Panarin Strome line, but isn't fitting in bad either. So, he's kind of right there. As for Kreider and Zibanejad, well, that's a different story. So, they've had a lot of players cameo on that line. Gaudreau, Lafreniere, Caco for a little bit, Gauthier, and more recently, we had Sammy Blais. And, honestly, no one's really fitting on that line. Like, literally nobody. It ain't working. So, if the Rangers were going to make a move, it'd probably be to bolster that top line and maybe kind of sort of get that line going 5-on-5. Because on the power play, Kreider and Mika are fine. But 5-on-5, their production is... So, why is Phillip Forsberg a good fit? Well, he's a right winger for one. Ignore what it says right there. He is not a center. He's taken like 100 faceoffs in his career. Actually, I think he's taken less than that. We're going to see that in a second. No. Phillip Forsberg is a right winger. He's big. He's fast. He's skilled. And he can hit a Michigan. That's all I want to hear, so... Why would he fit? Well, we take a look at this shit. When Forsberg is at his best, he's a 30-30 guy, right? Call him a 60-point player. 30 goals, 30 assists. Boom. Shaka fucking laka. You love it. So he's taken, 62 faceoffs in his entire career. And they got him as a fucking center. Really? Couple now, Shelly. Couple. So... Granted, he hasn't scored 30 goals in a while, but you can kind of see that little 30-30 marker. Granted, he hasn't really played a full season since his last 30-30, but anyways, it's neither here nor there. Forsberg is a 30-30 player. He works out perfectly on that top line. His giveaways and takeaways, a lot more giveaways in his career than takeaways, and by a lot, I mean 23, which is a lot in the grand scheme of things. Used to playing a lot of minutes. Shoots the damn puck more often than not. Can pass the puck, as you can see. He's had high assist seasons. Take a look at his possession numbers, which is what I care about. Whoopsies. I don't care about altogether. Even strength, or we'll do 5-on-5 because that's really all I give a shit about. 5-on-5 for his career, 54.6 Corsi. So throughout his career, his team 5-on-5 when he's on the ice controls the puck more often than not. And significantly so. On top of that, where was the... boom. Okay. So, despite being an offensive player, he actually has a decent amount of defensive zone starts. And even with that, his possession numbers are pretty fucking high for a guy that scores goals. So, I don't know. I think he'd fit in pretty damn awesome. If you look at his 5... to tell you the truth, these numbers, I don't really know. You kind of just take these in stride because these don't always define a player. I don't know. I don't really know how to get into these numbers because I don't know enough about them. But these ones I know about, and that is molto bueno. Either way, Phillip Forsberg, good fit. All right, we got that 30-goal, 30-assist guy. He'd be fucking awesome. And we could re-sign him, theoretically, in the offseason because we will have a little bit of money to do so, but that would mean Ryan Strome just pisses off. Anyways, moving on. His fancy stats. So this was going into the beginning of last season, so this is not updated. I probably should just start paying for Jay Fresh's stuff so I could get this updated stuff, but I'm cheap. I'm in college. I don't have any money. Good offense. Yikes, defense. Good power play. Actually, pretty good penalty kill. But you could see kind of trailing off. So his wins above replacement, which is what WAR stands for, is trailed off kind of with the Nashville Predators. Just kind of going downhill year by year, which sucks, but it is what it is. So 3-2, 3-8, 1-5, 2-7, 1-5, 1. I don't know what he had last year. It probably wasn't great. It probably was decent because he had 32 points in 37 games, which isn't bad, but I don't know. Also, Phillip Forsberg. Here's going to be the main thing with Phillip Forsberg is if Nashville is going to want to trade him. Right now, like right meow, Nashville's in a playoff spot. Will that remain? I don't think so, and here's why. It's because Colorado is going to at some point take in a divisional. They're going to take a divisional spot. Dallas probably will as well. Chicago has a chance to fight for a wild card spot, but I don't know. So that puts Nashville in the running for a wild card spot. Well, take out Anaheim because they're kind of playing out of their minds right now. Vegas is going to vastly improve. LA might get a little bit better, and Vancouver should be playing better. So it's weird. Nashville's kind of in that little tweener stage where if they make the playoffs, they're kind of only hurting themselves because more likely than not, they're not going very far. In the entire league, they are 13th. But if we sort by point percentage, they are bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Well, they're still in the top half of the league, but still. I don't know. It's interesting. It's just interesting in my opinion. Because they very well could be sellers. Very well could be. And if they are, bet your bottom dollar that Phillip Forsberg is going to be available. And the Rangers should be one of the first teams to pick up the damn phone because we could use a guy like Phillip Forsberg. Also potentially available, Tomas Hertl. So we just took a look at the San Jose Sharks. Again, this is all contingent on these teams falling out of a playoff spot. Right now, San Jose's on a vacation far away, is out of a playoff spot and out of a wild card spot, but the season is young. Now, the Sharks kind of stink. They're kind of in a rebuild, and they'd probably only be hurting themselves to make the playoffs. Especially because Tomas Hertl is more likely than not going to walk this year. If you take a look at the entire league, San Jose is 18th. If you sort by point percentage, they're at 5.77, and that's going to be the bottom. So they're at the bottom half of the league. Vegas is going to improve. Boston's going to improve. The Islanders are going to improve. Colorado's going to improve. Dallas should. Vancouver should and might, but that's probably it. So they're only going to trend downwards. So let's call them sellers. Most likely the deadline they'll be sellers. Tomas Hertl. Why do I like Tomas Hertl? Well, why the hell doesn't anybody like Tomas Hertl? The guy's a fucking stud. So this is a bit of an outlier, right? That 74-point season, right? That was just San Jose was absolutely barking off that year. So more likely than not, Hertl's like a 20-40, maybe a 25-35 guy. 25 goals, 35 assists, winning every fucking faceoff he takes for the most part. High Corsi, good possession, reliable center defensively, just a good player all around. So I think this is more representative of a Tomas Hertl year. Well, actually, we'll call it this one. We'll even downgrade it one. So what was that? 36 divided by 48. So 0.75 points per game, 82 times 0.75. So it's like a 62-point player. That's about a 60-point player between 55, 65 points a year is probably average. Good for Tomas Hertl. His face-off numbers above 50% for his career. Even better lately, the past 3 years, above 54% every single freaking year. Take a look at his fancy stats, the 5-on-5 numbers. Now, this year, yuck. But years past, yummy for Fenwick. Corsi, again this year, but every year before that, yummy, fucking yummy. And those numbers are only going to get better if you pair them with Artemi Panarin or other players that have high possession numbers. I think Hertl is probably the Rangers' prime target because we're kind of dull in the realm of centers. And it's also Tomas Hertl's birthday today. Happy birthday. I think more likely than not, Ryan Strome is going to walk or be traded by the Rangers, and Tomas Hertl is probably the best replacement we're going to have for him. At least he's going to be the best replacement available. This was Tomas Hertl's fancy stats after last season. 91 offense, 92 defense, so power play PK, not bad, but good. Good finishing, good. Yikes on the penalties, but again, he doesn't really take very many of them, so it doesn't really matter either. This is going into last year. Let's go. Still good, pretty damn good. Good, and good. So he's still trending upwards at the age of 26, 27 years old. Basically 5 stars in every category. Just fucking feed me, Tomas Hertl. The guy fucking fits. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what trades would look like if we were going to get one, if we were going to get the other, or if we were going to get both. I think it'd be pretty cool if we got both, because we could afford to get both this season, but after this season, unless you move a lot of money around. So Hertl and Forsberg. So we're trading for Hertl and Forsberg and nobody else. So Phillip Forsberg. My idea for a Forsberg trade would be Jones, Georgiev, and the higher of our 2 second-round picks this year. Here's my logic. Dave Rittich, the current Nashville Predators backup goal, is a UFA after this year. Georgiev at this season is an RFA. They could ride Georgiev and Saros as their 1-2 punch in net for the next 5 years, because Saros and Georgiev are both young. Georgiev value right now is probably that of a 3rd-round pick and a 2nd-round pick. And Jones. Jones right now is probably worth a bottom 10, a bottom 5 first-round pick, roughly. That's probably fair. Definitely not higher than 25th overall. So if we're comparing this to trades in years past, and again, I'm just ballparking right now. I ballparked the Jack Eichel trades, and I was pretty damn spot on as to what the Sabres got for what I predicted. So I'm going to trust historical data and keep applying my knowledge of historical data, my research on it, and putting it into today's league, because it still applies. So a similar deal would be Kasha to Boston for Backes, a shitty contract, Axel Anderson, a B-level defenseman, and a first-round pick. So in my opinion, Zachary Jones equals Axel Anderson plus. Not plus, just plus. Georgiev in a second, plus the negative value from David Backes, is that of a first-round pick and more. So I should have put a plus there. So if we're using historical data, and Andre Kasha has a little bit less value than what Phillip Forsberg would have, because Kasha was younger and had years of control. He had RFA status, whereas Forsberg does not. He has a UFA. So you could, when you balance it all out, their value might be close, but Forsberg probably has a little bit more value. The biggest thing why I think Kasha is close to value in Forsberg is that they put up relatively similar numbers, but Kasha had years of controls left, years of RFA left, whereas Forsberg does not. He goes right to UFA after this year. So if you take that all into account, I think this is comparable for a deal for Forsberg to that Kasha trade. Also, Blake Coleman to from the Devils to the Lightning for a first, and Nolan Foote. So really a low first-round pick and a second-round pick. So you take the lower value of Coleman for the higher value of Forsberg, and you take the lower value of the things. So you kind of just stacking stuff on top of each other. So what's the best way to put this in perspective? So if you inflate this value, Foote is probably, if you're inflating value, Foote is probably worth the second-round pick in Georgiev, whereas Jones is worth that first-round pick. So if you're inflating value, that's what it would come to. Zucker for a first, Kalen Addison and Galchenyuk. That conditional first-round pick is probably Zachary Jones right there because it's conditional. Kalen Addison is worth that second-round pick, and then Georgiev is worth that cap dump that was Alex Galchenyuk in the Zucker trade. Now, Mark Stone for Brandstrom was second at Lindbergh. Lindbergh was a throw-in for roster space. Brandstrom's probably worth... So the second-round pick's wash. Although the second-round pick that the Rangers are giving up in the Forsberg trader is slightly more valuable than that of Vegas's because they're just coming off a Stanley Cup year. You know it's going to be an 80-90 pick, whereas this pick will probably be in the 70s, high 60s, low 70s. So a 20-pick higher second-round pick, so more value there. Brandstrom is worth Zachary Jones plus, so that extra value that overlaps from that second-round pick. And then Georgiev just adds value. So that's kind of where I'm getting my ideas for constructing a Forsberg trade. Now for the Tomas Hertl trade, the similar trade. So what I offered was Hertl, Robinson, a third. Similar trades would be Hayes to Winnipeg for a first, Lemieux and a fourth. So that first round pick is probably Phillip Hertl right there. Lemieux is Matthew Robinson, but I think Matthew Robinson has a lot more value than what Brendan Lemieux had. And that fourth round pick is actually topped by a third round pick. So we're actually paying extra for Tomas Hertl here because I think Hertl is a better player than Kevin Hayes. So if you inflate those values, I think you kind of get to that Hertl Robinson third value. Duchesne to Columbus for Abramov, a B-level prospect Davidson, a throw-in roster guy, a first and a conditional first if Duchesne resigns. Conditions can be put in place for if Hertl resigns with the Rangers, but I just don't anticipate the Rangers resigning Tomas Hertl. So it'd probably be that Phillip Hertl would be... Hertl would be that first round pick. Plus just that first round pick. Robertson is Abramov and Davidson. And that third round pick is the guarantee instead of a conditional first round pick that turns into nothing. Stastny to Winnipeg for Foley a first and a fourth. Foley's a nothing. First round pick is Hertl. Inflate the value. You throw in Robertson in a third. You kind of get that Tomas Hertl level of return right there. I think these are fair deals. You can comment down below your thoughts. I'm sure if a bidding war started, like this is if the trades were going to happen today. If a bidding war ensued, you're probably going to have to go up a little bit more maybe. Excuse me. But if we're just using historical data, historical trades, especially as you get close to the deadline, because all these trades I'm using here were trade deadline deals, or close to, this is kind of the value you're looking at for these players. So let's pretend that a perfect world we actually get both of those players, which isn't going to happen, but let's just pretend it's a perfect world. Kreider, Zibanejad, Forsberg, Panarin, Strome, Kakko, Lafreniere, Hertl, Blais. Oh my god, I fucking love that. Hunt, Gaudreau, Reeves. You could probably take out Dryden, Hunt and put in Kevin Rooney there and slide Gaudreau onto the wing. Honestly, I don't care what the hell you do. Either way, this lineup is light fucking years better than what we have now. Possession metrics are going to go way the F up. Face-off winning is going to go way the F up. Depth as a team is a lot stronger because now you're going from a bunch of young guys and some throw-in depth guys to a sorted roster. You have Barclay Gaudreau where he belongs, on the fourth fucking line. You have a stalwart third-line center, possibly moving up in the second-line spot, taking Strome and Tomas Hertl. And you have a bona fide top six winger, 30-30, Phillip fucking Forsberg. Tell me that doesn't work. And honestly, not that we need to, but if you wanted to, you still got $3 million to play with. And again, this is not accounting for a cap adjustment as we get close to deadline with the Rangers cap space increasing and the AAV of Forsberg and Hertl going down once you reach a trade deadline. We could have enough money to pick up a defenseman if we wanted to. I don't think we should, nor do we need to, because it would be a waste of money at that point. But if we wanted to, we freaking could. But right now, I think the defense is fine. The only difference I would do is maybe just switch Trouba or Miller around with someone that kind of spread the wealth a bit, because that pair is ugly as sin. But you don't have to. You could if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You call up Kincaid to replace Georgiev. But tell me this team is not just fucking eons better than what we have on the ice today. It sucks to lose Phillip Hertl because Hertl really shows flashes of being an absolute stud muffin someday. And Robertson is doing nothing but impressing at every level he's played at, including in Hartford. So it sucks to lose these prospects. It really does. But if the Rangers truly do want to win now, and Jones too. Jones is really... I think Jones is the guy that we're going to miss the most. I think he's going to be a stud. But anyway. Sorry, where was I going with that? If the Rangers really are keen on winning right now, this is the last year to do it. Like, this, seriously, like, our cup window is this year. It's going to close for a little while, like, in terms of making deadline deals and all that, and then it'll reopen a couple years down the line and move up cap space. But right now, we want to win a cup. This is the year to do it, because after this season, money is going to get very, 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 very tight. Going into this offseason, we're probably guaranteed already losing Ryan Strome. Zibanejad and Fox's contracts kick in. You got to re-sign Kakko. You got to re-sign Blais. You got to re-sign Lafreniere the year after. It's just too much money is floating around right now. The Rangers, if they're going to make a move and they want to win, you got to try it this year, because after this year, it's going to be relying on what you have already stocked, because there's not going to be much acquisitions after that. So, my opinion, these are the moves the Rangers should make. And, man, that fucking power play would be something else with these units rolling out there, dude. I mean, could you just sit there, shut the fuck up, and imagine? Just imagine for a minute. Actually, I probably would not put Forsberg on that top unit. Too many righties. So there's your three righties. You slot. Honestly, you do this. This is after the face-off. This is while we're setting up. One-timer, passer, one-timer, fucking crease camper. Then you do this, because I like Strome passing from that side. You got Hertl in the middle. You throw me Big Cock down low. Give me Nils Lundqvist over here. And then after that, you fucking pick. You could put anybody else there that you want to. Anybody. You could put Blais out there if you really want to. I don't think you should. But you could put Blais out there. You could put Trouba out there. You could put fucking Miller out there for all I care. But this, good soup. Good fucking, like, this is exciting. This is really, actually, yeah, you probably put Forsberg out there, but god damn, that is sexy. Look at that. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? I mean, these are money fucking units. I mean, this is good shit right here. So, I'm telling you, if I'm the Rangers and we're really out here, we're making moves and we want to make the playoffs. We want to go far in the playoffs. This is what I'm doing. This is absolutely what the hell I'm doing. Tell me this is not a scary team right there. I mean, you'd be putting in work. And imagine if you get those guys, everyone to re-sign, and you have this team for years coming up. It won't happen unless the NHL gets rid of the salary cap. But God, tell me that is not fucking juicy. All right, I'm done. I got to get ready for work soon. Listen, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys comment below on your thoughts on my trades, my trade targets, and all things alike. I will see you all tomorrow. I work during the Ranger game, so I probably won't have a review out tomorrow, but possibly the next day in the morning. I do not know. Who knows? I'll see you when I see you. Let's go Rangers. Peace.